Hello and welcome to another The Church at Hiraeth. I'm a keen fisherman, that's putting it mildly. Recently I've been out on a couple of occasions where I've encountered robins, and when I'm fishing with maggots I always throw them some, and on both occasions what I've noticed is that the birds were gathering maggots up in their beaks, their respective beaks, to take to their broods. And also what I noticed, and I think this is a really important life principle, is that the birds themselves not only gathered maggots to take off to feed their young, but they also fed themselves as well. So what usually happened is they came, they took 2 or 3 and ate themselves while they were there, and then they gathered 4 or 5 in their beaks and went off. And the principle is that it's good to look after others. It's good to care for other people. But you can't neglect yourself, can you? You have to look after yourself as well. That's not selfish. It's selfish if you look after yourself and it stops there. But in order to be a blessing to other people, you have to have something within that you can bless with. And if you wear yourself out, if you're tired and you're distraught, you'll never be effective in ministering to other people. So a lesson from the robins this week for me that I wanted to communicate at the start of this week's online church service. It's not selfish to look after yourself, because if you look after yourself properly, you can then be more effective in looking after others.
The hymn that I'm singing today is called I Will Sing the Wondrous Story. We'll sing the first couple of verses.
Our reading comes from Matthew chapter 7 and verse 12. So in everything do to others what you would have them do to you. This is the golden rule, isn't it, of relationships. Treat other people in the way that you would like to be treated. Since I went part-time, semi-retired, one of my hobbies, newfound hobbies, has been watching old movies. Sometimes not quite so old, but old movies on television. And that's evolved into television series as well. And I've just completed the 10 seasons of Minder. Can you remember those from the 70s and beyond? And there is a change when Terry, the minder to Arthur Daly, leaves and Ray comes in. And the reason that Terry leaves is that basically he's had enough of being used by Arthur. Arthur promises him money. He manipulates him, doesn't give him the cash that he promised. He rips him off. He charges people a certain amount for Terry's services and then gives Terry a tiny proportion of the amount that he makes. He's manipulative. He doesn't respect him. He takes advantage of him. And this goes on for quite some time during the episodes that you see in Minder, leading to the one when Terry goes, that's it. He's had enough. He doesn't say farewell. He just goes. And of course, it's so important, isn't it, to treat people properly. Now that, I suppose, is an employer-employee relationship. And there are no doubt people watching this right now who know what it's like to be an employee that's not valued or treated properly. You feel you deserve better. And you could well be right on that front. Sometimes we do feel that we're always in a better place than we are. But in all honesty, many employers don't treat their employees properly. They are dispensable. They don't value them. The reality is, though, that if you are an employer and you're not treating your employees properly, you're not actually getting the best from them. Arthur, and I know it's a television series, but Arthur could have got so much more from Terry. Terry was very loyal. He put up with a lot of things, but in the end, enough was enough. If you're a good employer, you'll certainly get far more from your employees by treating them properly than if you don't. It's not just that relationship though, is it? It's pretty much every form of human contact that we could imagine, whether it's in an emotional relationship, a marriage, or any form of contact, any form of contract even between people. If you feel that you're being used, if you feel that you're being manipulated and taken advantage of, in the end, you'll go, you'll walk. Treat others how you would like to be treated yourself. It's simple, isn't it? When you look at it like that, it means that every time we engage with other people, how would we like to be treated? Would we like to be ripped off? Would we like to be cheated? Would we like to be taken advantage of and not be appreciated for what we do? Of course we wouldn't. So therefore, don't do the same to other people. And when we treat others like we want to be treated, we actually get the best from them. Not only are their lives more prosperous, but ours are more meaningful as well. Do unto others as you would have them do unto you. Treat other people in the way that you would like to be treated. It's simple, but it's very profound. hope you've enjoyed today's online service, and of course Delwyn has to put in an appearance, doesn't he? He's been dying to get in on the action. I just love how he just looks at the camera there while we talk. He sort of knows that something's going on and he's meant to sit here and look at the camera, doesn't he? If you've got a prayer request or maybe a song, a hymn that you'd like Debbie to do in one of our future services, then on my website you can drop a message in the guest book. If it's a prayer request, or even if it's a song and you don't want to give your name or your details, that's fine, because you can post anonymously. That's the default setting anyway. Your name only appears if you type it in. But we'd love to pray for you. Prayer works. God is real. He is there. He does care for us. Of course, we can pray ourselves as well. But if you'd like us to do that, then we'd love to. Drop us a message. And while you're there, on my website, we have a designated page for the church at Hiraeth. Tells you a little bit about what it's all about and why we do it. And of course, you can check out all the previous online services that we've done since we started at the end of last year. I do pray that you will have a great week, that if you are a Christian, you'll know God more. But if you're not, that perhaps you'll take those early steps into connecting with God. He's a lot closer than we realise.